Wonderful speeches. Now it's my turn. Distinguished guests, dear friends, dear students, dear parents, dear colleagues, it's a great honor and pleasure for me to stand here to express my warmest congratulations to you, the class of 2021, for the achievements you have made in the past 4 years, and for the preparations you have made for the next stage of your life. And I want also to express my most sincere gratitude to the parents of the graduating students, to my NYU Shanghai colleagues, and to all of NYU Shanghai's sponsors, supporters, and partners, for the love, care, and support you have provided for the graduates of NYU as a whole, and NYU Shanghai in particular. Especially this fifth group of graduates from NYU Shanghai, including those who are now together with us online. Since 2017, I have attended all the commencement held here, but this year, of course, is different. It is, of course, the first time for me to stand here as the Chancellor of NYU Shanghai. But more important is the fact that today's heroes and heroines have arrived on this stage after standing exceptionally tougher tests than students of many other classes. If you choose to be more optimistic than perhaps Dr. Zhang Wenhong would advise you to be, you can call yourself the first group of post-pandemic college graduates. Or at least you can call yourself the first group of college graduates after the outbreak of the current pandemic, of whom many can attend their commencement ceremony in person. Frankly speaking, we were not sure whether a ceremony like this was possible until 2 months ago. Thanks to the heroic efforts made by so many people in this part of the world, especially those medical and public health professionals like Dr. Zhang Wenhong, we have happily ended up being able to experience this extremely exciting and special moment together in person, though unfortunately not for every single one of you. Those of you who are abroad and unable to join us in person now know, I hope, that you are in our hearts today. For this moment, I know you all have spent tremendous efforts. In addition to what you are conventionally required to achieve, to accomplish as undergraduate students, one particular important lesson you have learned in the past 4 years, I guess, is how important it is in our times for society and its individual members to be served and protected by people like Dr. Zhang Wenhong, who are both professionally and morally well prepared for their mission. A mission to address uncertainties that sometimes have life or death effects on members of the species called humanity. Even though we have often been told that nothing is as certain as uncertainty in our world, Before the COVID-19 pandemic, few of us knew the possibility that so many possibilities could disappear. So I guess another great game for you as graduates this year is perhaps a deeper understanding of possibilities in this world, full of uncertainties. We should be prepared as sufficiently as possible for so many possibilities, including the possibility of the unexpected disappearance of some of our favorite possibilities. Possibilities is a concept many philosophers like to elaborate on, including the one I want to mention today, an American philosopher who spent 2 years in China 100 years ago. I'm referring, of course, to Jiang Zhuwei. Those of you who have been to my office would have seen a Chinese language set of Du Wei Quanji, or the collected works of Jiang Zhuwei, on my bookshelf. Altogether, 39 volumes. This is the only non-English version of the collected works of Jiang Zhuwei in the world, co-edited by me and published by East China Normal University Press. Partly in order to impress my American colleagues who know so much about my country, from how to make Chinese tea properly to the history and the literature and the poetry of many years back in the history of China, and the food and drink, of course. In order to impress these American colleagues of mine, I have tried quite hard to know more about American philosophy, particularly Jiang Zhuwei. Possibilities, according to Zhuwei, are more important than what already exists, and knowledge of the latter counts only in its bearing upon possibilities. Why are possibilities more important than what already exists? Zhuwei's explanation can be very abstract and very philosophical. But his main idea is quite simple in my view. Possibilities are important because ideals are important. Because ideals are based on possibilities, and none of us can live as human beings without at least some ideals in our life. So all I want to share with you here is the idea that in this world full of uncertainties, the best mentality is to see uncertainties as possibilities, to look for ideals in possibilities, to work for our ideals, including our ideals of personal excellence and communal well-being, with creativity and perseverance. NYU Shanghai was established as a joint venture by East China Normal University of China and New York University of the USA. And we are lucky to be able to benefit from the great tradition both of ECNU, whose founding ideas are creativity, character, and community, and of NYU, whose motto is to persevere and to excel. In the process of benefiting from our inherited traditions, we are accumulating our own learning achievements and are creating a tradition of our own. To this dynamically growing tradition, dear class of 2021, You have made great contributions with your unique efforts, unique experiences, and unique achievements. For this, I cannot thank you more. But from now on, I will count on you for new contributions to this tradition, to the glory of our tiny but great university. By your efforts to turn those possibilities that are regarded as ideals into those realities that will pave roads for realizing more ideals, especially those ideals shared by all human beings across the world. All ideals can possibly be realized in the future only on the basis of efforts made now and from now on. Or, as John Dewey said, the present activity is the only one really under control. In this sense, I would like to conclude my speech with a quote from one of your GPS, Global Perspectives on Society textbooks. I quote, "A young person's aim should be to advance from the present. Our life is an eternity within time, an eternity expressed in the present moment, not in the past or the future." Then, a person who grasps the present grasps eternity. A person who grasps present grasps eternity. The end of quote. Thank you very much for